Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy AK12 here, back with another gameplay commentary for you guys today. The gameplay that you guys are watching is a double DNA bomb on the map of Detroit using the Bow 27 silence done by yours truly, AK12 here. Now, I do hope you guys do enjoy today's commentary topic, as it is actually a funny story. You guys heard the serious side of my commentaries, you've heard the inspirational side of my commentaries. Now it's time to hear a little bit of a funny story that happened to me when I was younger. And that is the time that I got into a movie theater brawl. Now, what I mean by brawl, normally you'd hear somebody say fight or anything like that, but this time it was a brawl because the fight involved me along with 20 other people fighting. Now, this happened when I was in my junior year in high school, and basically what happened was I decided to take my mom out to the theaters, just doing something nice. I'm sure you've all done something nice for your parents at least once. Now, if you've ever been to a movie theater, you know that generally the front of the seats are always the worst seats. You always want to sit in the middle or somewhere in the back, anywhere where you don't have to look up at the screen. You can just look directly forward, and unfortunately chose the wrong seats. I meant to go to the theater early so that I could get my mom a nice little seat in the middle of the rows, but unfortunately that did not work out in my favor. Now, I know it may seem like I'm complaining about the chairs, but in this case we're complaining about the people that I was sitting behind, and I guess you could refer to them as minorities, but I was sitting behind a bunch of obnoxious, annoying little children who would not shut up behind me. But most of them were between the ages of 13 and 17, and roughly one person who was about 18 years old. So for anybody listening to this commentary, once again, for anybody who's been to a movie theater or AMC movie theaters, you know for a fact that you're not supposed to have your cell phones on at any given time, no matter what time it is. I don't care if you're calling your friend or anything like that, you're not supposed to have your cell phone out at all. And my sister actually tagged along with us in this movie theater, and unfortunately her cell phone was not silent. Now, I'm not sure if I should call this bad luck or just straight up coincidence. It's probably a coincidence, but basically what had happened was the kids that were behind us were really loud, and I was about to tell them to be quiet, but I didn't want to start a fight or anything like that. But obviously, since you're listening to this commentary, that did not work out at all. And they were actually looking for their cell phone because I guess their sister or cousin, whoever it is they were with, was looking for their cell phone. And here's where things turned for the worst. Now, remember how I told you guys my sister's phone wasn't silent? Well, basically what they did was they decided to call the phone of whatever phone they were looking for, and unfortunately my sister's phone rang directly at the same time when they were calling the other phone to look for it. And instantly I see 8 heads start looking at my sister's cell phone, thinking that she stole the cell phone. And in reality, it was actually my aunt who was calling my sister, because our aunt was hanging out at our house for now, and she called my sister directly when they were calling the other phone to look for it. So instantly, one of the kids, who was roughly 16 years old, actually asked my sister, "Why did you steal our phone?" Insert a few swear words in that sentence, and that's pretty much what they were saying. So instantly, red flag goes up in my head. I realize stuff is about to go down and things are gonna get ugly very quickly. So insert a few denial sentences that my sister was claiming and saying how she didn't steal the phone, it was just a coincidence. But you know how most people think nowadays, people do not believe in coincidence. So instantly they start yelling at her, they start trying to take the phone, and then here's where I guess you could say I kind of instigated the fight, but I actually stood up against the kids and said, "Will you shut up and watch the movie?" I quote, that is exactly what I said. I told them to shut up, watch the movie, she didn't steal your phone. And obviously a bunch of kids who are under the age of 18 are not going to listen to somebody who's about the same age as them. And I actually said this so loud that the theater was filled with roughly 300 people. They all started looking at me and instantly actually got up and said, "We're gonna take this outside," and they actually start chasing my sister. My sister actually tried to peacefully resolve the situation. She said, "I'm gonna go get security," and security at that theater will generally handle things very well because it's a very popular theater. It's one of the most popular theaters in the entire state, and she tried to go get security to resolve things in a peaceful manner, but unfortunately a bunch of minorities are not going to listen to that. So with that being said, my sister running out to get securities, 8 kids chasing after her, my mom goes after her to try and help her out. I run after all of them to make sure nothing happens and nobody gets hurt or anything like that. But instantly I see one kid jump on my sister to try and stop her. It looked like she was giving her a piggyback ride. I wish I had a photo just to show you how hilarious it was. But in reality, my first instinct is to protect my sister, protect my mom, make sure nothing happens. So I actually pulled the kid by the shirt and decked him directly in the nose to get him off of my sister. Probably not one of my greatest ideas, punching the kid in the face, as it's me versus 8 people pretty much, and instantly 2 guys come after me once they see me punch his friend, cousin, brother, whoever it is they were, and one of the guys kicked me in the leg first to try and get me off my feet. Man, thankfully I actually maintained my balance. Another one comes after me, punches me in the back of the head. I get thrown off for a second. Instantly I see 2 other kids who look like they were in their early teen years, maybe 15 or 16, and they instantly drop their popcorn to come and help out me because they see me trying to defend the 2 girls, my mom and my sister, and they decide to help out. They pull the 2 guys off of me. I see a 3rd guy run after my mother again. I guess they decided to go and fight my mother because, not to brag or sound cocky or say anything out of line, but my mother, she does not look her age. I tell you this now, she looks like she's in her 20s, so they probably went after her because they thought she was young. If they knew her actual age, they probably would have never touched her in the first place. So with me versus 8 people and another 12 people that actually came into the fight who were just trying to help out, getting people off of me, trying to break up the fight and everything, there's like 20 people beating the crap out of each other right now. I actually got out of it. Security actually shoulder charged me. It was kind of funny. Security showed up at this point trying to break up the fight. Roughly like 7 security guards actually jumped on top of me to make sure I wouldn't hurt anybody, and he actually apologized and said, "Sorry to do that, man, I'm just doing my job." I told him it's completely fine, you're doing your job, I'm just trying to defend my mother and sister. And then the security guard actually looks at me, he's like, that's your mother? And like I said, she looks really young. So they actually thought that she was my sister or something like that. So they got off of me, apologized, and went for it. And at this point, the police showed up and things were just getting out of hand. The movie actually shut down just because of how violent it was getting. So the police investigated the situation to see what was going on. Me with a little cut on the side of my face, I'm trying to explain to cops what went down. And also a few other guys had a few bloody noses, but that was not done by me. That was done by the other pedestrians, I guess you could call them, or body standers, who actually jumped in trying to get them off of me. They actually walked out with bloody noses, and it was just a complete mess. Thankfully, I did not get in trouble for this as well, because technically I actually started it, but thankfully, the guys that actually beat up my mother, or tried to beat up my mother, should I say, she walked out unharmed, thank goodness, same as my sister. She walked out unharmed, but the guys that actually went after my mother, the 8 children I told you about, they actually got their parents called, and I'm not exactly sure what happened to them, but the adult that was involved in that group, he actually walked out and got arrested. I don't exactly know how long he was put in jail, or if he was put in jail. Maybe he had a court date or something like that, but he went to jail. The 8 other children had their parents called and were probably sent home. Maybe have gotten a fine, I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, everything worked out in my favor. I did not get in trouble for it as well, because like I said, it was full coincidence. Believe it or not, it was literally just a coincidence. They actually found the phone. It was literally under the chair of the children that they were sitting at. It was, I don't even know, it was ridiculous. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope you guys enjoyed today's commentary as well. If you guys enjoyed the gameplay, be sure to leave a comment, rate, subscribe, and if you enjoyed today's commentary as well, be sure to leave a subscribe and let me know what you guys think about it. Anyways, it is your boy AK, signing out. Peace.